y'all, you're back in the kitchen with Danna, and I have got a special visitor today. It is my granddaughter, Leah. Leah, come on in. This is Leah. Tell them your name.
My name is Leah.
And how old are you?
I am 9 years old.
She is 9 years old, and this girl, she likes to cook, and she likes to get in the kitchen with me and cook. And she made something really special for her dad's birthday yesterday. Tell us about that, Leah.
I made some peach cobbler, and it was delicious.
Peach cobbler from scratch for her dad. So what we're going to do today, and I will tell you, I got a bite of it. It was so good. She did a great job with it. So what we're going to do today is talk about making some pie crust. Because, you know, sometimes you just need to know how to make pie crust. And this is really easy, but it just takes a little practice. So you don't need to get scared about pie crust. But the first thing I want to show you is tell you several things. Number one, I would love for you to subscribe and like me on YouTube and on Facebook. And number two, for this recipe, you need to go to
www.dannastandridge.com.
Yes, www.dannastandridge.com has the recipe. The other place the recipe is my new cookbook. Now, Leah, would you bring the cookbook over?
It's right here, and it has this recipe in it on page 122.
Okay, and 122 is the cookbook, the recipe for pie crust, and this is my new cookbook called Happiness is Homemade, y'all, and it has recipes and stories, and this is how we eat. You know, of course, we have days where we eat all healthy, and these are a lot of our special treats, and one of them is when we get to have homemade pie with homemade pie crust. So without further ado, let's make some pie crust. All right, Leah, tell me what the first thing says.
Hey, y'all. I'm Leah, and I'm going to make crust for pie and cobbler. And it is on page 122 from Naki's new cookbook, Happiness is Homemade, y'all. Pie crust ingredients: 5 cups of flour, 2.5 cups of shortening, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1 egg, 2 teaspoons of vinegar. Mix dry ingredients and shortening together.
Okay, so the dry ingredients I'm going to give to Leah, and she's going to put in my beautiful brown drip bowl here.
We have the flour.
And it's 5 cups of flour, and it's all-purpose. There we go. We already measured this out. There we go. Thank you, Miss Leah. Here's the last cup that's going in. Now, when it says dry ingredients, you got to mix them together. Then you need to also put your salt in there. Go ahead, honey. Here's your salt. How much is it? 1/2 teaspoon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so go ahead and stir that up.
You're gonna whisk it.
Whisk it together and get you salting. And otherwise, you'll have 1 lump of salt in one part, and the rest of it won't have any, will it?
Nope, it won't.
She's stirring it up good. All right, well, that was the easy. So see, so far so good on how easy it is. What's the next thing we have to do?
We also have to add shortening.
Okay, now this is where it's going to get fun, and it's going to be kind of like playing in the kitchen with your hands. So what we're going to do is add, first off, I have my beautiful little bowl here that I love, and y'all know I try to get pretty things to work in the kitchen with because it makes me feel pretty, and it makes me feel happy when I'm in the kitchen with my pretty things that I have, like my brown drip bowl and this, and of course my gorgeous pretty granddaughter Leah. So what I'm going to do now is put this in here, and then we're going to both get in there with our hands. So here we go, Leah. I'm just going to spread it out.
It's hard to mix it with a spatula. So.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to go in first, and then I'm going to bring you in, okay? And we're just going to start squeezing it together with our hands like this. Now, you can use a pastry cutter if you want to, and I have one, and sometimes I use it, and sometimes I use my hands, but me and Leah like to get in there with our hands, so I'm going to have one hand over here, and you go ahead, Leah, start squeezing the flour. Squeeze some of that I've already started squeezing together. Now, y'all, this is just playing in the flour and the butter and the shortening. And you might make a little bit of a mess, but it's going to be all right.
Because it's going to be delicious.
It's going to be delicious. Okay, I'm going to ask you to let me get my hands under there just a minute.
Yeah.
Woo, baby, this is fun. Do you like it?
Uh-huh.
And it is all over our hands.
Everyone likes playing in the flour.
Yes.
And it feels like dough, which is good.
And you're just squeezing it in there. And eventually, as you keep squeezing it in there, it's going to resemble the size of little peas, you know, small peas in the kitchen. And then you'll know you've got it all done.
It's very doughy.
It's very gooey. We're all still stuck in, or kind of doing isolation still from this coronavirus stuff. So we've been doing all kind of fun things together. And one thing I did was teach Leah how to make that a cobbler. Now, I have not put the recipe for my cobbler in any cookbook. It's just rolling around in my head. So Leah and I decided that we would write it down so I can put it in my next cookbook. Right, Leah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you tell me what you're fixing to do according to the directions.
The directions say that I have to crack an egg, beat an egg, and crack it, and then put our vinegar in it. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, just put your used eggshell in that.
Okay.
You go, girl. Crack us that egg. Very good.
Make sure there's no shells. I don't see any.
Okay, now what you got to do?
I'm going to add the vinegar into it.
Okay.
So there's the vinegar, very fast. And now I'm going to beat the egg with a fork.
And you know what? Leah knows because she's cooked with me for a long time. When you get ready to beat the egg with a fork, you always poke the yolk, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Poke the yolk, and then it'll do a lot easier mixing up. Otherwise, it's hard to mix up. All those things you learn working in the kitchen with your grandmother or your mother. And Leah's mother's a good cook too, my daughter Lana. And so she has learned all kind of stuff from both of us. So I'm very tickled about that. Now y'all, I'm still up to my wrist in this dough, but Leah's moving on with the directions. What are we supposed to do next?
I need to add water to make 1 full cup.
Okay.
So I've got to find the cup.
I can do that in a minute. The cup mark, do you see?
Here.
Do you want to add it over here at the sink? You can't go over, okay? Or we'll be in a bind. Turn the water on slow and just let it run in there slow. Whoa! Okay, there you go.
It's not a cup yet.
Okay, very slow. Is that a cup? Not quite. Ooh, Lord, look at my hands, Leah. That's what we Southern women say. Ooh, Lordy. Sometimes we say that.
Is that a cup?
Because we love the Lord. We just do.
Do you think that's a cup?
I think that's perfect, Leah. She's so good.
Now I'm going to...
Now, the next thing is, see, I got to get my hands done with this. I'm almost done. Come look at my hands, Leah.
Nagi, your hands are messy.
I know it, but this is going to be some mighty good pie dough in a minute.
Now that is very coming together.
It's coming together. It's looking like a good dough. And what I've got to do right now is just finish on this and get this off my hands and then back in the bowl.
Back to the bowl.
Okay. Don't add that yet. Let me sip in here and get this off my hands. I'll be right back. You just talk to them.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to pour our water and egg mixed and vinegar mixture into our pie crust. And our pie crust looks really good. It's a little sticky, but when we add this, I think it's going to work all out. And so that is what we're going to do next. Gnocchi is coming back, and we are about to pour this into this.
Yes, we just got some fantastic, we have got pie dough everywhere, don't we? Hang on a minute, let me get in here with this and get our dough back together. And this is going to be some fun stuff. Let me get that out of the way.
It is sticky, but this will help.
It's sticky. All right.
We ready?
We're ready.
I'm just gonna
pour it all around.
I'm just gonna pour it in the circle.
Very good.
And then in the middle a little bit. There we go.
Okay, now what do we do, Missy?
We're gonna mix it.
Okay, you want to do it or you want me to do it?
Are we gonna mix this?
Yep. If you want me to help, I will, because it's pretty, stiff. It's a stiff batter right now. But this is going to make it a little looser, and we'll be able to work it better.
Okay, you get it looser.
Okay. Got to get a little elbow grease in there, getting this going.
Really mix it. And then just like I said, when Naki was washing her hands,
let's get that off the side.
After that, we are going to mix it together, and then we're going to morph it with our hands into 6 balls, which makes 6 pie crusts. That's a lot of pie crust. You can make pies for almost a whole week.
Every day you could have one. Take a day off on Sunday, I guess. Are you going to make 6 pies in a week? She has 2 teenage brothers, and they love to eat. Well, Wyatt's not a teenager yet, but he's 12. He's 12, so he's close.
So.
And JD's 15, so they like to eat, and Leah likes to cook, so it's a good combination. She and her mama get in the kitchen and do some good stuff.
Mama makes dinner, and I make dessert. Okay, that is coming together nice and easy.
Just got to stir it. And see, you got to have a little patience. And, of course, you can go out and buy the dough, but you can make it yourself. You can make it yourself if you need to.
And to me, homemade pie crust is a lot better.
Okay.
We're going to have pie doughs for days. Days.
You know what? If you can't have fun with your grandmother in the kitchen, that's a sad thing, isn't it, if you can't do that. Get in that kitchen with those grandkids and kids, grandkids, whatever, and have a little bit of fun. All right. This is our coronavirus adventure with the pie dough.
Flour?
No, I think we're good. Now I'm going to knead. Now let me show you how to knead. You pull it towards you, fold it in, and pull it towards you.
Fold it?
Fold it, no, like I'm doing from one side and pull it over. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to pick up stray pieces and put it in there for you, because we might as well get every little bite we can, right?
Pie dough is pie dough.
And if you need more on your hands, just stick it in it. You got some right here. I think we've about got it, but we're going to do it a little bit more.
We got to divide it into 6 balls after this.
Okay, there you go. Very good. Now, we don't want to overwork it, because if you do, you will have stiff, tough pie dough.
And that is not good.
So what we're going to do right now is let Naki get her hands in here. Naki's what the kids call me. They don't call me Nanny or grandmother. They call me Naki, because one of them named me that. The first one named me that when he was born. And he'd point at me and say, Naki, and laugh. And so I'm Naki, and I'm proud to be Naki to these wonderful grandkids. All right. Give me a sec, Leah.
This is like bread dough, but it's...
Okay, now what we got to do is divide it into 6 pieces, right?
Right.
So I have a little pastry
cutter
here, so I'm just going to do 6. Ready? 1, 2.
Don't let them connect.
3, 4. Okay. One of these is too big. Which one is it?
I think it's that last one.
I'm going to cut a little one off of that and a little one off of that and get 6 even pieces. So, Leah, we're just going to take some and make a circle.
Do we roll these?
Just make a circle.
Oh, these feel good.
These feel good. And you make a little circle like this, a little patty of it. And we're going to put it in some plastic bags to put it in the freezer.
We've got to keep one because we're going to make pie.
We're going to keep this one, and we're going to make some pie on another video because we want some, don't we?
We got a secret pie recipe, so
yeah, we got a new pie recipe.
Stay tuned for that
I haven't
video.
even written it down yet, but it's good, isn't it, Leah?
Well, I've never tried it.
Well, the boy, my other family that's eating it has. You'll get to try it today.
I'm excited.
I just made
Naki
it up
says
the
it's
other
the
day.
best pie.
It's really good, and it's easy.
Let's use the big one.
Okay. We're going to use the big one because we got teenage boys. Her brothers we got to feed. So what we're doing is putting these in here, and these are going in the freezer.
I think this should be the one that we use.
Okay, we can. And when you get ready to use it, just take the pie dough out enough ahead of time of your freezer and put it in your refrigerator because you want it cold when you start molding it into your pie plate. So put it in there and let it thaw out a little bit. Then you can put it in your pie plate and pat it in, and you're ready to make a pie. Now, if you don't want to use your pie plate, you can use a baking pan, which I'm going to show you in another video. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a rustic one and make it that way. So
Got to roll this up. This is the one we're going to use.
Yeah, we're just gonna eat some pie and be happy. Right. And we're gonna have all this pie dough, and I'm sending some of it home with Leah so she can make her strawberry pie later.
Because I don't really need dough, but I like dough better.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And if she wants to do a cobbler, she can do a cobbler, because I taught her how to do that too.
I'll probably make a pie.
All right. This one right here is too big. Let me add a little bit to that.
This one's small.
Yeah.
What?
That's what you do. You're just playing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, which one are we using?
This.
That one? Okay, so we're going to put this one in. All right, y'all. This is how you make lovely pie dough. And tell them how good this pie dough feels. What does it feel like?
It feels so good. It's like mud and sand, but there's no like crusty. It's like soft.
It's silky.
It's silky and soft and squishy. It's really squishy, but you don't want to squish it if it's already rolled.
I want to show y'all how to put it in a pan. If this is, just a regular glass pie dish. I mean, it's what I cook my pies in. So what I do if I get ready to put one in the pan, let's move some of that out of the way. You just get it after you thaw it out, or right after you make it one. There's a few secrets that go with this, but it's real easy. You just start and you flatten it out. I mean, you can roll it with a rolling pin if you want to, but this is how I do it, and I'm just showing you how I do stuff.
This is what you do if you don't have time to go.
Yeah.
Use your rolling pin.
Do this, and then you start doing, use your knuckles, and from the middle out, start pushing it around like this. Okay, and you're pushing it around like that, and then you're going to go up the side with it, and it's really kind of like playing with Play-Doh.
Yeah, I love Play-Doh.
And you just go up the side with it, and if you ever get a little piece that makes a tear or something, you can dip your finger in water and just push it down on that, and it fixes it.
That's really good.
If you don't let the pie dough intimidate you, you can have some good pie dough, and it tastes so good. You're not gonna be sorry that you've got this pretty pie dough. And Leah's having a good time over here playing with pie dough, aren't you?
Yeah.
So anyway, let me get my edges looking a little better. If you want to, you can roll it a little bit and cut shapes out, or however you want to do it to make it pretty.
The best thing about this homemade pie dough is that it doesn't stick to your hands.
Right.
Well, it does when you make it, but when you're finished, it doesn't. So
right.
if you eat pie dough like pizza, it won't stick to your hands.
Yeah, but this is for crust. So
yeah.
Anyway, I got my crust done. See, I'm ready to make a pie. So anyway, this is our pie dough, and it's on page 122 of Happiness is Homemade. Let me show you the book again.
My hands are messy, so.
My hands are messy too. Happiness is Homemade, and it's on page 122, and this is the best ever easy recipe for homemade pie dough. So remember, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, and also if you want these recipes and you don't have the book, you can go to dannastandridge.com, or you can order this book on Amazon. They will ship it right to your house. You can also get it as an ebook. So anyway, I got the books finally come in, and y'all can order them off of Amazon. So y'all have a really good day, and from Leah and me, we say happy pie to you, okay?
Happy pie.
Bye, y'all.